Then the next feature race was the 60 Plus Cup. It was a feature race classification. It was won by Steve Miller on a Ducati, and his fastest lap was a minute 2.977. And down here in ninth place, a fella named Alan Kempster on the review helmets and Kamagutsa Racing, according to the sheets here, on a 1992 Kawasaki ZXR 400. He completed 9 laps, so I reckon somebody snicked past Alan on the base there. The fastest time for Steve Miller was a minute 2.9, and Alan's fastest lap was 1 minute 11.828. Now, a lot of you may wonder, who the heck is this Alan Kempster? Well, I'm very lucky in the studio today because I have Alan with me. G'day, Alan. How are you, mate?
Good, thanks, John. Thanks for having me.
No, it's a pleasure, mate. Absolutely great. Alan, you had a bit of an incident a few years ago with a drunk driver, and it did a bit of damage to you.
Yeah, back in 1990, I had a motorcycle crash, basically a head-on sideswipe with a hit-run drunk driver, and that caused the traumatic amputation of my right arm and right leg.
Yeah, so you're missing the arm and leg on one side of the body, but you're still racing motorcycles, mate.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I'm enjoying it, having a ball.
I had a look on the YouTube site, and you've just been followed by the Japanese. Is that right?
Yeah, the Japanese, they came over and they started making a documentary. They spent 4 or 5 days with me filming. About 3 days filming at home and 2 days filming at the track racing.
Yep.
And it's the start of a documentary, and they've released a 5-minute trailer for that documentary.
Yeah, Left Side Story.
Left Side Story.
Yeah, I've had a quick look at that on YouTube. It's great. Suggest anybody out there to go onto YouTube and type in Alan Kempster, and then look down for. There's 3 pages of Alan Kempster's in there, mate.
There's
all sorts of
videos on YouTube.
Yeah, it's terrific. No worries. And this gentleman here will surprise you with what he's done and what he's achieved. Alan, you're saying there that you're also trying to raise some funds for to run a school for people with disabilities.
That was my idea with getting into racing, was just to mainly prove myself, and so I can start running a disabled motorcycle school.
Yep.
I want to have the bikes all set up so anyone with a disability can basically come along and have a ride on a bike.
That would be excellent, mate.
Yeah, probably start off at maybe doing an introduction course at somewhere like Decca or something like that, and then head off the next day over to Broadford and do a couple of runs around the track.
Do a couple of laps around there, because that's an interesting little place, that circuit.
It's difficult.
It is, isn't it? It'd be harder for you, of course.
Yeah, well, it's only a short little circuit, and a lot of people think it's a little boring, but it's quite technical.
Yeah, it is.
It's got uphill braking, it's got downhill braking, it's got off cambers, it's got cambered corners, it's got... Oh, geez, what hasn't it got?
Yeah,
it's basically got everything that a track has,
Yep.
And it's a good little learning course, good little training course.
No, that's excellent, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries at all. So where's it from now for Alan Kempster?
Well, I think my next meeting now is going to be the Victorian Road Race Championship down in Phillip Island.
Yep, that's middle of next month. It's not far away,
October the 5th to the 7th.
Yeah, I think so,
like
Yep. Weekend after the Master of Mac Park,
Well, the Interclub's on in a couple of weeks, but I don't think I'll be doing that yet.
Yeah.
Then probably down to the Pirelli Series at Broadford.
Yep.
And then hopefully back, I'll be doing the support race for the 8-hour down at down at Phillip Island.
Down at the island in the end of December,
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to that one too. I'll be down there for that one.
So that should be good meetings.
Bit of luck, I'll be able to catch you at a couple of the other ones too. It's really good.
Yeah.
No worries. No, it's interesting, mate. How did you go setting the bike up to what you need? Because you've got throttle, you've got front braking, you've got clutch on the left-hand handlebar, and you've got gear shift and rear brake on the left side on the bottom of the bike.
Yep. Basically, all I had to do was swap the throttle over to the other side, and on the 400, I had to make new cables for it. Yep. You basically just reverse the cables on the carby or the throttle, and then the throttle and everything works backwards. Clutch, that just stays in the same position, and with a brake, I have to get a clutch master cylinder. That's one of the hardest things to find was a master cylinder.
Oh, right, yep.
A hydraulic clutch.
Yep.
Which I got an old, it was an actual brake caliper off a farm bike, off a quaddie.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got brakes on both sides.
Yep.
So I found a hydraulic left-hand lever, bored that out to 17mm and fitted that, and away you go.
Oh, right. How much help did you have? You know, with these, there'd be a few mates involved with this.
Most of it I did myself. I had to get the cables made up and all that.
Yep.
And me gear shift and me rear brake, that was just a pretty simple. I just had to get a little bit of machining done on that.
Right.
And they just pivot off the same pivot.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was pretty simple, really. It's not a hard.
No. But your bike would be extremely difficult for an able-bodied person to ride.
Yeah. I've also got a left foot accelerator in my car. I've actually got two accelerators.
Yep.
The right one, well, both of them flip up and down.
Yep.
And some people, if they try and drive it with a left foot accelerator, it's just ridiculous.
I'd reckon that would be, because it's against everything we've ever learnt to do. Yeah, for sure. No, it's excellent, mate. It's fantastic. I'm looking forward to doing more of these race series with you, because I love working up in the office and making sure things run smoothly and make sure we do have a race meeting.
Yeah.
But to see what you do out there is just absolutely fabulous.
Well, I think on Saturday I may have looked up to the tower a couple of times as I was laying on the track.
Yes, we were watching.
Usually give these guys a bit of a wave to make sure I tell you I'm all right. But,
we were watching. We sent medical up fairly quickly.
Yeah, no, I had 2 offs on Saturday.
Yes.
I had one in qualifying, and the front leg go coming out of pit corner.
Yep.
And I didn't really think much of it. I just thought I was pushing a little hard.
Uh-huh.
And then I think, in my first race, I can't remember.
I think it was, turn 1.
I think in the first race it was turn 1.
Yep.
Yeah, same thing happened again.
Turn 1. Yep.
Front leg go. Mm-hmm. And I was running too high tire pressure.
Oh, right.
Probably running about 3 or 4 pound too high pressure. So learn by my mistakes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Because that also caused another incident, didn't it? It was quite interesting, because another rider had gone past you and was looking back to make sure that you were okay, and he ran off onto the grass.
Yeah,
and ended up falling over as well. Yeah,
that frightened me. Because I thought, because he was on the slow down lap.
Yep.
You lose a bit of concentration, and he was just making sure I was all right.
He was looking around to see, make sure Al was okay. Yeah, exactly right.
He ran off the track and ended up hitting the bank and almost breaking his collarbone.
Yeah,
so.
it was nasty. Yeah. But fortunately, all of the riders at the weekend were cleared to race again during the weekend, and we didn't have to send anybody away. It was a successful weekend. Although I've got to admit, we did give the what do you call it? The medical bloke had a bit of grief when he turned up with that vehicle on Sunday. It was good. Alan's just showing me the bruises he's got down the side there and on the right shoulder there. It was, it's pretty good, mate. It's done a bit of a mess there.
It actually looks like a broken collarbone the way it's bruised on my chest and that. So, but it's all good.
No worries at all. Oh, that's good. So, folks, that was Alan Kempster, and I thank Alan for coming in and talking to us and taking the time to come down from Yarrawonga. Alan's on Facebook, and from Steve Thiebaud, there's some great photos of Alan standing beside the bike, which was laying down having a rest. So, have a look on there if you want to find him on Facebook as well. You've got a few friends there. Before I sort of sign you off, you've got a few friends on Facebook.
There's from 3,100 now.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of them around the world, and it's
I do a lot of a lot of people get in contact with me with different disabilities and all sorts of things, and trying to help them out.
That'd be great, mate. No worries at all. Alan, thank you for coming in. Thank you for taking the time to come and talk to us all the way down from Yarrawonga. That, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, was Alan Kempster, a motorcycle racer extraordinaire, an all-round good bloke. We'll catch up to Alan later on, I have absolutely no doubt.